Oh, baby. Oh, baby. I'm going to sit up here in a second. I am who I am. My name is my name. I'm watching Luka Doncic. Air balls another 3. Who cares? Who cares? Arguably the best player in the world. Love watching him play. You know, I was right this season. I was wrong this season. Okay? And another thing that I'm going to go over is, one, I'm going over the players. I'm going over, the teams and where I ranked them right after the draft and right where they are now. And I'm going over the strategy that I did not use that I will definitely use from here on out. And that's that. So, first off, we're going over the rankings. All right. I don't know why I was looking at Hitting Ruggs' team. Sorry. I was seeing if he had Clyde Edwards-Helaire. So, I don't care about your record. All right. I do not give a fuck about the record. There's no point of looking at your record. Dude, look, are you kidding me? Is 2-4, has a worse record than me, and I'm out of the playoffs right now. He has a worse record than me, and I'm out of the playoffs. So we're going to go to points for. We're just going to look at the points for. I am not in the playoffs right now. We'll talk about that. I have a problem with my team because we'll talk about it. Anyways, the preseason rankings, I had the top tier, the mid tier, and the bottom tier, okay? So the bottom tier was LD, Hitting Rug, and Brant, all right? The only thing I was right about was Brant. That's the only thing I was right about. And Brant, real adversity. People talk about fake news. We're going to talk about fake adversity, okay? Insanity. Brant's team has lost Keenan Allen, Jonathan Taylor. You can say it's a bad pick. That is so stupid. That is so dumb to say it's a bad pick. You cannot predict the dude who had a 50-point fantasy week last year doing this shit, and then he gets hurt. You cannot say that's a bad pick. All right? That's just dumb. He missed Keenan Allen. Jonathan Taylor's been out. It's been horrible, and his team needed his big guys to ball out for him to have a really good year. Like, he needed those top 3 guys to go crazy. And now, especially, it's his managing as well. He didn't start James Robinson for the whole part when he was going off, but now, it's a little too late to me for Brant. But you never know, okay? He's only, 100 points out of the playoffs? And that seems like a shit ton, bro. But you have to look, dude. That is 7 weeks of outscoring somebody by 14 points above you. That's not a lot. That's not a lot, man. I hate to tell you, every week 14 points isn't that bad. Mostly with the injuries that Bates has. Bates' team, I feel very bad. But anyways, Brant was at the bottom tier. And then the mid tier was me, Zach, and Andy. Huh. Look at that. And dude, by the way, Andy should be in the mid tier. He doesn't check his fantasy lineup. He doesn't set his roster. I probably should be in 8th or 9th place right now. If you want to be honest, I probably should. And that is what it is. I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not ashamed. My team hasn't clicked, bro. It is what it is. But then you look at Bates. I had him at 7th. He's at 6th place. You look at me. I had me at 5th. I'm in 7th place. I didn't expect Hitting Rug to be balling like this because he was going crazy. But the other teams I basically had right other than LD. LD's in 1st place. I had him at fucking 10th. It was very stupid of me to think that. But let's look at something. It has nothing to do with LD's points. It's just his record. All right, let's go to points against. Do you see something that's kind of off here? Do you see something that's off? LD is 57 points from the second lowest in points against. In a 10-man full-point PPR after 7 fucking weeks, he has a 761.7 points against him. That is an average of 9? That'd be 163. No, that'd be 763. Sorry. 763 points. Bro, what is that? What is that bullshit? That is that luck we talk about with LD. And honestly, dude, when you look at LD's roster, I don't think it's like incredible, but I'm going to get into the strategy of drafting for 10-mans that I did not take into account. And I will prove what I've been saying. I was so focused on my 12-man, and don't be like, oh, shut up. I wanted to win this league, and I was hype. And I still think I'll easily make the play. I can't. You know what? I tried to lie there. I don't know if I'm easily making the playoffs, but I have confidence that I'm making the playoffs, and I didn't do enough research on PPR. And I've only done it for 1 year. I've never been in a PPR league other than this one. So it's a way different drafting system, and mostly in a 10-man, mostly in a 10-man. So then we go up to the top tier teams. We had Team Solaris, which is CD's Drives. He's at 8th. Bad by me. We have Michael Brinkley at 3rd. He's in 3rd. We had Anthony at number 1. He's at number 2. And Ayuk, kidding me, is at number 4, and I had him at number 2. So I was pretty good on the top tier teams. I think those are easy to filter out. With Solaris, I don't know what happened to him. Let's go to CD's Drive's team and let's see what's going on with the kiddo. You know what I mean? We got to see what's going on with the kid. Because why did I think his team was going to pop off? And you have to remember, guys, Dak Prescott was hurt. I hated David Montgomery. Jamar Chase just started balling because the Bengals started balling. Jalen Waddle got hurt. DJ Moore doesn't have a quarterback. TJ Hawkinson hasn't been playing well. Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He shouldn't even be in the position he's in right now if he didn't have Clyde Edwards-Helaire. All right? That's what happens. When you get Clyde Edwards-Helaire, that's what the fuck happens, bro. You get 4 weeks of RB4, and that's about it. I wasn't too far off on these teams. I was drastically off on a couple. But other than that, I was in the wheelhouse. I was off on 3 of them. I was way off on 3. That's it. And once again, Najee Harris, completely right on him. Like, Bates' first-round pick was terrible. And there's a lot of bad first-round picks, right? Dalvin Cook hasn't even picked it up yet, but he was RB11, I believe, before his bye week, So I'm just going to go to my team, and I'm going to give an explanation, okay? Because we had to do this, right? So I waited too long to take a quarterback. And it's so funny. People were calling me dumb for not drafting Tom Brady. And I said I didn't believe in Tom Brady, and he's on my favorite team, and look what the fuck is happening. He can't throw a goddamn touchdown pass because he's dog shit. All right. So all these guys have had a bye week. Dalvin Cook, Dameon Pierce, or they've missed a game. A bye week or they've missed a game. Dameon Pierce, Dalvin Cook, Mike Evans. Amon-Ra St. Brown has only played like 3 games. And that's it, right? Oh, and Brandon Cooks. I don't even care about Brandon Cooks, to be honest with you. The one thing that I realized, why would I draft for depth in a 10-man league? Why would I do that? And maybe it comes back and does good for me at the end of the year when injuries start happening and trades start happening and people become starters. But why did I do that? I still don't understand why I did it. And because I'll show you my 12-man team, by the way. That was what I was like super sold in on. And when you're doing standard, it is so different, bro. It is so fucking different. Like, Austin Eckler is still good in the standard league. But when Anthony was getting those 14, 15-point weeks from him, in my standard league, I was getting 6 because I don't get them dumbass garbage time catch points. I don't get that. You know what I mean? But yeah, the real problem with my team is that they're not buying into the system. They're not bought in, okay? I need guys to come in my fucking locker room and be consistent. You understand me? Amon-Ra St. Brown is still wide receiver 30. And you're like, why does that matter? Let me show you something. You want to see why it matters? He has missed 2 weeks, well, 3 really. Against Dallas, he got hurt on the first fucking drive. So in 4 weeks, he has done enough to be in the top 30. All right. And I don't even know if there's a good example of this with like a real skill position player, but that's pretty fucking impressive to play 3 weeks. I think he's averaging, it has to be close to 20 points a week in PPR. And then you have Mike Evans, who has missed the game as wide receiver 15. So that's a top 10 wide receiver if he plays against Green Bay. If he doesn't get a 0, who knows with Mike Evans? Dameon Pierce has had a bye week. He was RB10 before his bye week. He's number 13. Dalvin Cook was RB11 before his bye week. He's RB15. Tyreek Hill has been wide receiver 3 the whole year, and before Amon-Ra St. Brown got hurt, he was fucking wide receiver 7. All right? Now, this is why I say fantasy is it's a week-by-week thing, and it's not all year based. Because you can look at my team at the end of the year, I'm not going to make the playoffs, and you're going to see Dalvin Cook in the top 10 probably, Dameon Pierce in the top 12, Mike Evans in the top 12, Tyreek in the top 5 or 8, and Amon-Ra St. Brown, if he stays healthy, who knows, is going to end up as a top 10, 12 wide receiver, even missing 12 weeks. Or 12 weeks. Could you imagine even missing 3 weeks? But then you have to look at the weaknesses on my roster. All right? And, dude, also, you want to talk about adversity? God damn. I don't know if it's adversity, but the players aren't showing up for my team. I'm out here getting free agents, right? We're out here trying to pick up these guys to make a fucking impact. We're out here trying to plug in something on my fucking team and have people show up. But they want to put on my uni and not show up to play. You want to drop fucking 8 points a week, Noah fan. You come and play for me, you drop 1.7. What'd I do to you? I get Trevor Lawrence in the draft, all right? He goes and puts up 13 out there. The next week he puts up 25. Am I the cancer in the locker room? Am I the cancer? Zeke Elliott, about adversity, Zeke Elliott is still RB20, and he had a backup quarterback, and they didn't start running the ball until like week 3 or 4, having a run-heavy scheme. They started running the fucking rock a lot, okay? Now, he is useless in the pass game, but I truly believe with Dak Prescott out there, like you saw against, yes, the Lions have a terrible defense, but you saw, if they can move the ball, which they weren't moving the ball well with Cooper Rush, their defense is so fucking elite, they're getting the ball on the 30-yard line every drive or the 40-yard line because nobody can move the ball on them. Go down and get an easy field goal, your defense scores 2 touchdowns for you, win the fucking game. That's what's happening. But if they get down to the goal line, Zeke's going to get some touchdowns. But I do not think my team is dead by any means. I'm only 20 points out of the playoffs. I'm not tripping, and if I get in, I'm there. But like my flex, Brandon Cooks, what happened to him? Now, he is in trade talks, and if he gets traded to a team, that could change his whole value. What happened to B. Cooks, though? You know, and he may end the season with like 1,000 yards. But I watched that whole game, and he just isn't getting targeted like he used to. And you can look at the target numbers, but when Davis Mills throws that football, bro, you are fucked. You are fucked. Because he can't throw it on fucking target. I need guys to buy in, bro. What the fuck? What is this team, dog? What is this? Like how? I got guys already on their bye or missing weeks and they're in the top 15 in their position. Like you can't say, like, I'm a bad drafter. My ass. All right? My ass. It's not my fault Irv Smith wanted to show up after I drafted him. I made the right pick. You fuck. So this is real adversity right here, right? And I'm not even in the top 5 adversity teams. So let's go to team adversity. All right? We're going to go to Mr. Adversity himself, Michael Brinkley, who has faced more pain. And I don't know why I'm talking shit. I mean, his team is smoking mine. Even though I beat him on the calendar, right? I beat the head-to-head matchup. What can you do? When I need to win, when the man who talks the most shit to me loses to me, it feels great. All right? It feels great. Now, the man with the most adversity, okay? Let's look at this. How many games has Jalen Hurts missed? Let's look. I can tell you he hasn't missed any other than his bye week. All right? He hasn't missed any other than his bye week. All right, let's go to the next one, Derrick Henry. How many games has Derrick Henry missed? Let me tell you. 0 but his bye week. Oh, you know what? Josh Jacobs. How many has he missed? He's RB4 right now, and if you think that's lasting, you're a nutcase, all right? And once again, I said I like Josh Jacobs, but I liked him where he was getting drafted because I thought he had good value. I think you know what he is, but there's a reason all up in here it says in 4 games he has boomed. In 4 games he boomed, right? He scored 33 times. He boomed in a game where he had 15 points. Josh Jacobs is Josh Jacobs. I think everybody thought this team would be pass heavy. All right, anyways, let's go to Devontae Adams. He's position number 6. How many times? He hasn't missed a week either, bro. Okay, well, Michael Pittman, he has to have. He has to have missed something, right? He has to have missed something. He missed the game, guys. We got one guy in the first 5 who's missed the game. Okay, let's go. Devontae Smith, that's not even really his. No, that is his wide receiver 3. But the first game he put up 0, and now he's been hooping. Hasn't missed a game. Technically, he missed in Detroit because he didn't do anything. Okay, let's go to his tight end. Hurt his knee. But let me tell you something about tight end, guys. Let's do this. What is the difference between tight end 5 and tight end 18? Can you tell me? Less than 3 points a game. I don't give a fuck what tight end you put in your lineup. Like, Njoku is putting up, in a PPR league, he's putting up 9 to 12. And if he gets a touchdown, it's more. But, like, on average, and he's injured now. Adversity for real, bro. He lost his tight end. If you get 5 catches and you're a tight end, bro, you're literally a top 7, top 5 tight end that week. If you catch 5 catches. Tight end has been putrid this year. Horrific. And, it's flex, guys. Elijah Mitchell missed the season. Elijah Mitchell missed the season, right? And, I mean, I said preseason, no. It's San Francisco when it's a running back. They're going to get hurt. It just matters if it's serious or minor. And Deontay Johnson, has he missed a... No, okay. Deontay Johnson hasn't missed a game either. So you get my point? And then you talk about adversity. What about Bates losing DeAndre Swift so you have a startable flex with Jamal Williams? That's all I'm saying. Like, Michael's team has stayed intact most of the year. He has a sit-it-and-forget-it lineup. Good for you, man. I'm on the waivers plugging in a tight end every week. And once again, tight end doesn't matter. But how many zeros I fucking had in this league? Fucking incredible. Now let's go look at some real adversity, all right? This is fake news. I could go through fucking 9 other teams and be like, look at this. Like, this is him saying this is adversity is fucking insane. But I want to see what happens with the real adversity. And this is the difference, all right? Let's talk about the strategy you have to have. Okay, so take Josh Jacobs out of the equation. And I was wrong on Derrick Henry, but I was like, I almost did the middle ground stance and was like, but it's Derrick Henry. He could ball. I don't like 27-year-olds coming off major injuries, mostly in lower extremities, mostly with his foot. This is the difference. Michael went and got 4 heavy hitters, like splash guys. Am I choking? Giving Michael a compliment? Is it hard? No, I've always said Mike's good. Like the quarterback thing. In standard, you don't get quarterbacks early. And he didn't even get them early, by the way. Michael got the biggest steal of the draft. With Jalen Hurts. I think I'm in the 7th round, 6th or 7th round to steal. 5th quarterback overall. 9th running back. Devontae Adams in the first. Splash guys. Cooper Kupp. You know what I mean? And Dalvin Cook hasn't been that splash guy yet. He hasn't gone off yet. And he's still, with a bye week, a top 15 running back. A top 12, whatever it was. He's still a top guy. He's still an RB1 at this point, right? But yeah, you have to go for big hitters instead of depth because in this league, this is LD's whole philosophy. Let's go to LD and then we'll get to the real adversity. All right, we'll get to the real adversity. Don't worry. Where's LD at? So with LD's team, that's like the whole thing of his season. I don't think LD's team overall is amazing, but that's not the point in a whole point PPR. That is not the point. Let's go to LD. He has Justin Jefferson, who was dropping, it seemed like 40 every other week. Lamar Jackson at one point was on pace for literally, goddamn Dinwiddie, was on pace for literally like 50 or 60 touchdowns. So his tight end's empty. I would imagine I know who he's going to go pick up. We will have to see. But like, I hated Cam Akers, Dunzo. Romeo Dobbs was a good little pickup. Gus Edwards ends up being a good pickup. I had Isaiah Pacheco. I let him go. He ends up being the starter. That's one thing that I do very well to give myself a compliment on this podcast is I do draft Dameon Pierce and Isaiah Pacheco. I do get the late round boomers. I do. Javonte Williams last year. You know, I get guys like that a lot. So on this team, he has DeAndre Hopkins, who was waiting in the fucking on the bench, just waiting in the darkness. And then he gets lucky with Rashad Penny getting hurt and Kenneth Walker coming in. Even though I think Kenneth Walker would have won that job eventually, you still don't know how much work Rashad Penny still would have got, because they've always believed in Rashad Penny. Those orthopedic knees. I told y'all, he has worse knees than me, bro, and he's still got playing time. Saquon booms for him in the second round. I thought he took him a little early, but it worked out for him. You know, he has guys that are just popping off. Amari Cooper just randomly happens to blow up. Just goes, I'm going the fuck off this week. Let's get it popping. And that's what it takes. And his team he got Curtis Samuel late. He started popping off. Like, LD's team is good. And when you look at it, you're like, oh, it's good overall. And I'm right. You know what? I was wrong. It's good overall. But it seemed like during the weeks that he's going by, I think the way that I should say it is his team has week-to-week potential to have 3 or 4 guys literally go for 30 or 40. And that being said, you only need what? Like 5 other guys to get you 10? And you're looking at fucking 170. So credit to where credit's due. I was wrong. Hey. I was wrong. All right? I said it. Fuck off, dude. So yeah, LD, like I said, if LD pulls this off, he should be investigated by the FBI. I have been in touch with the FBI. I am going to snitch. I will say something about he needs to be investigated. Go through his database on his computer. Hack him. All right? So, and now we're going to go to team real adversity. All right? We're going to show some real adversity here, okay? Not even me. Once again, I ain't giving no excuses to me. I think my team, the one thing that my team isn't doing, like in all honesty, is they're just not going off at the same time. You know what I mean? And then the 1 week Dameon Pierce gets 30. Dalvin Cook's on a bye week. Amon-Ra St. Brown gets a concussion. And if he even plays, he probably gets 15 to 20. And then I'm at 115. I'm not having this discussion about my team. All right? So, and I got to find a consistent tight end. I got a couple options. It's just fucking depressing. Okay, real adversity first. We're going to start with team number 1 adversity. Very impressive by Bates here. You know, as much shit as I talked about him, we're going to go through his team to see where I was right, where I was wrong, okay? I always said I love DeAndre Swift, no? And when he plays, he is fucking 18 to 20 a week. That's literally what he is on like 13 touches. I don't know why they don't give him the ball, but it is what it is. Ramondre Stevenson. I said I love that pick. I like Damien Harris and Ramondre, but in PPR, I liked Ramondre more. I think Damien Harris was 1 injury away or 1 fumble away from losing his job to this guy. So now he has a starting running back. I loved A.J. Brown. Chris Olave was a good pick. I didn't think he would do this, though, in his rookie year, no lie. And then I said I didn't know how Jacoby Myers was so far down on the board. Are we getting a fucking, like, did I really shit on Bates like that, or did he just dislike my rating? Like, what? Let's be real here, okay? Kyle Pitts has been dog shit. What'd I say? He was going to be dog shit. Najee Harris has been dog shit. What ranking is Najee Harris? 22? That's a first-round pick, and that's what I'm saying. Bates has been good this year. If your first 2 picks, DeAndre Swift and Najee Harris. Oh, wait, that reminds me of somebody. Who did that and was second in points? Who did that? If your first round picks, but mine didn't even play. All right, mine didn't even play. If your first 2 picks fuck up, I mean, dude, you're going to be fucked regardless. If they're not in the top 12 or 15, that could lose you a draft. And another guy I was wrong about was Rashad Bateman. I liked him a lot. He just seemed like he was going to be a deep threat. I really didn't. I knew Mark Andrews was going to get targeted a lot, but dude, Devin Duvernay he was catching a 70-yard pass every week. Oh, nope, not him. Let's go to DK Metcalf. Well, I wasn't really wrong on DK Metcalf either. I mean, I don't know what he was prior to getting hurt. Oh, he had to be pretty high. He had to be up there. He probably was wide receiver 20-ish. So he was a wide receiver too. That ain't bad. But Bates was also, we have to remember, these are the little swings in fantasy. Bates goes and gets Eno Benjamin. He puts up multiple 20-point weeks for him. Those are those little swings in fantasy. When you get those backups that go off, like I got Deion Jackson from the Colts. Those little plays like that will keep you in it, and that's why those point margins are not as big as you think they are. Like, I'm dead ass serious. 100 points in 7 weeks is not a big margin. Because like I said, you're gonna have bye weeks and they will fuck you. Look what happened to Hitting Rug when Cooper Kupp goes on a bye week. The team has nothing. It's nothing. All right? My team was nothing to begin with, so the bye weeks aren't affecting me. Okay? I'm scratching and clawing over here. So actually, shout out to Bates for even being in the playoffs in position, but I did say he can make the playoffs. He is one spot off of where I fucking ranked him, okay? Now we'll go to Brant's team. Now, Brant, to me, is out of it, but I never say never. All right? I'll never say never. But coming back from 100 points is, I mean, god damn. It's a rough go. And they have to take, like, dude, Darnell Mooney, I said I didn't like him. Miles Sanders has impressed me, to be honest. I can't believe he's that high. I thought Jerry Jeudy would be better. Raheem Mostert has taken over the backfield now. What else we got here? Kareem Hunt is where I thought he'd be. I thought the Nick Chubb shit, like I said, was over-exaggerated. I did not think he cut into Nick Chubb's carries like that. And I never will. I think once he was in the fucking best spot on the field. He just happened to get some red zone touches, and he scored every time he touched the ball, it seemed like. Dinwiddie for 3. Oh, my God, if he hit that. Marquez Valdes-Scantling hasn't performed, and I didn't think he would. He didn't start James Robinson when he was balling, but now he has a RB1 in an offense that wants to run the shit out of the ball, and I also think that brings value to Michael Carter on the other side. I think his team's dead. How the fuck is Tyler Lockett wide receiver 14 out of nowhere? But yeah, he loses Jonathan Taylor and fucking, where's he at? Does he even have him in the starting lineup? Keenan Allen. He loses Keenan Allen, who's wide receiver 124 because he hasn't played a game until last week. Like, that's real adversity. And losing James Conner sucks for him, but James Conner wasn't good to begin with. And I said I hated on James Conner. But he still lost a starting running back, his RB2, not his flex, who was replaceable. There's a reason it's called a flex. Michael seems better than mine, dude. What do you want me to say? I gotta still speak my mind, though. I can have a shit fantasy team, and you can know, by the way, I hate this. You can know what you're doing and still have a shit team at something. Let's get that out of the way, all right? Let's get that out of the way. You can know what you're doing. I know what I'm doing on Call of Duty. My fingers don't move fast enough, all right? But that's on me. I can't tell these guys to go out there and buy into the fucking system. You understand me? I can't let them buy in the system. And by the way, I have never said I am the best at fantasy. Let's get that out of the way. I said I do more research than everybody. That's all I said. And the only reason I do it is because of this podcast. That's it. That's all I said. That's all I said. But yeah, Brant's dead. Okay? He's dead. Now, and another thing, like Anthony this week, Michael made a good point. Even though like we were laughing and shit because he was mad. And by the way, guys, when Michael was talking to me like that, okay, I have known Michael since we were children, all right? I have dealt with this shit forever. You let him speak his mind, you talk shit back, guess what? He invited me to MLB The Show not even an hour later, okay? It's not a big deal. Not a big deal. Fun to talk shit in fantasy. So Anthony has all these bye weeks coming up. Dude, he could drop a lot of points down in the standings. That's just a fact. And then when those clusters of bye weeks happen, like me and Michael had 4 to 5 starters out on byes one week. Luckily, that's my best week of the year. Look how my team is. The fucking hard workers on the practice squad and the bench want to come in and go. They want to come in and run. They're not high-paid players, fucking goddamn divas. These guys want to earn it. I'm fucking starting Alexander Madison this week. Fuck it. Look at these buys. All right. Mike Williams was already missing. Austin Eckler's missing. And Gerald Everett's missing. So now, what the fuck just happened? How did I do that? He's got to start Dawson Knox, who in a game where the Buffalo Bills threw 60 times. He got 3 targets. He's probably going to have to start Josh Reynolds, and that's probably a good play because what's his name? Amon-Ra St. Brown's going to be fucking concussed, even though they said he didn't have a concussion. And then his backup running back, he's going to have Chase Edmonds come in. All right? And Breece Hall's dead. He is dead. So now Anthony is going to have a deficiency here this week. He's missing 2 RBs. He's going to have to start Nyheim Hines and Chase Edmonds if he really wants to. And then he's going to have to start all these backup receivers. He may go down a couple points there, bud. That's all I'm saying. May go down a couple points. You never know what happens. I'm not saying people will catch him, but he may go down a couple points, and it tightens up those gaps real quick. Who was I the most? Oh, I was wrong on LD. I talked about it. Hitting Rug. That was the wow. That's how I have to draft. I'm not saying, oh, see, you know how that sounded? Oh, I look after Hitting Rug, bro. He's my inspiration in this fantasy shit. Like, nah, bro. Nah, I know what I'm doing. It don't work out sometimes. And I'll show you my 12-man roster just to prove that shit. That I'm balling in my 12-man. See, look at this. I'm not a tight end guy. I'm not. Dallas Goedert, Mark Andrews, both top 10 at their position. He has a wide receiver 30 starting who's been injured. Gabe Davis, real adversity. Kidding, Mike. I'll let it go. I'll let it go. All right. I don't know how Leonard Fournette is RB6. I didn't know we would throw to him that much. I was wrong on him in fantasy. Even though I kind of wasn't, my point was right. We have one of the worst O-lines in the NFL. We average the least rushing yards per game, least rushing yards per carry. We have the least 1 blocks in the league up in the middle where we're running the ball for some reason. I don't know why the fuck we keep running the ball. Luka down 5 with 30 seconds of spin move. Ooh, got him. Get off of him, fucking Larry Nance Jr. But this is the thing, and now ETN is going to ball out. This is why my playoff chances are dwindling. ETN pops up, may end up a top 12 running back just off James Robinson leaving. They seize a premier back. They trade him away. Cooper Kupp, obviously it's Cooper Kupp. Bye week, still wide receiver 2. They got to stop. Holy shit, why'd he shoot that? And yeah, Chris Godwin came back. That's a huge addition for his team. Chris Godwin can get you 20 fucking points a night. Tom Brady loves him. I didn't think Drake London was going to be this good. He's been pretty good. I think the real him showed up now. And the rest of his team is the rest of his team. They're bench players. And yeah, he's been balling out. That's what made me go, damn, you just have to have guys that are guaranteed to go off. And that sounds stupid. But in my 12-man, you draft for depth. Like if you have a bye week and you get like 6 points from somebody in a 12-man standard, like you're like, oh, let's go. Let's fucking go. If I didn't go look at your team, I think I did. Bates, LD, Hitting Rug, Brant. I didn't look at Andy's. Andy don't care about this shit. We got to tell him to fucking fix his lineup. He probably would have made the playoffs if he just paid attention to this shit. Who gives a fuck? Solaris. Oh, see these drives? I think I went over his team a little bit. I went over Mike. I haven't gone over Ayuk. Kidding me? And then we're going to look at my 12-man, and then we'll get out of here, bro. How long have I been talking? Let's go look. 34 minutes? God damn, I could go way longer than this. The fuck? You know what? I'll give my playoff predictions, though. I'll give my playoff predictions. Like, look at this team. Just a baller-ass team. Stephon Diggs. What bold prediction did I make? Stephon Diggs would be the number 1 wide receiver. That's what I said in fantasy. That's a bold take. Over Devontae, over Cooper, over fucking, who am I missing here? Say his name. Justin Jefferson. There you go. Pause. Say his name. Yuck. And, by the way, Terry McLaurin now with Heineke in is going to get targeted. Heineke loves fucking Scary Terry, who is on my 12-man roster. He's been upset. They have videos of his body language. He's not cool with not getting the rock, and I wouldn't be either if you're that good at fucking wide receiver. He's almost a guaranteed 1,000 yards and 6 to 8 touchdowns, something like that, a year. That's a lie. I think when I first looked at his stats, he couldn't score a lot of touchdowns because they couldn't make it to the red zone. But Scary Terry's fucking raw. And Marquise Brown right now is wide receiver 8, went on IR. That is That's hard to deal with. If you got wide receiver 8, and basically you got wide receiver 1, wide receiver 8, and now Brandon Ayuk is wide receiver 21 with Jimmy Garoppolo coming in. Shit, man. Shit. Alvin Kamara stepped it up a little bit. Geno Smith, the surprise of the year. I didn't think he would continue it, so I didn't pick him up. But it seems like Geno's just a starting quarterback now out of fucking nowhere. And then Stephon Diggs. I mean, Nick Chubb hasn't slowed down. That's the one guy I would say, to be brutally honest, can't keep it up. Am I saying he's going to fall off the face of the earth and be RB 11 or 10 or RB 15, whatever? 11 or 10, fucking moron. Like, go way down? No, but I think his week-to-week production will go down. Do I think it affects his team that much? Nope. I really don't. I do not. I don't like how he has Brandon Ayuk and George Kittle. They may score all the touchdowns there, but considering they're the second and third option on the offense, we'll see what they can do. And now Christian McCaffrey going in, they're the third and fourth option. Yeah, his team is not bad. Like I said, Michael Carter gets value from this. The one where I was way off, Hunter Renfrow, I said I loved him. I loved Hunter Renfrow. Completely fucking wrong. Completely fucking wrong. Luka, missed it. Missed it for the win. Still love Luka. And you know what I'm not going to do? I'm not going to shit on him for missing the shot. You know what I mean? Because he missed the game winner. But he shot it, right? He shot it. You know, if it was somebody else, I would shit on him. The man he aspires to be, LeBron James. Now, my playoff predictions for now, okay? The top 4, it's kind of crazy the top 4 is actually like set. Like it really is set. Now, points for, let's look. I think the top 4 seeds will not move most likely at all. You got Anthony and LD as the top seeds. I want to see their schedules. I want to see Mike's and Anthony's schedule to see who the number 1 seed will be. Nobody's catching LD. He's fucking undefeated. Let's go look at the schedule. Let's go look at his full schedule. Am I lame because I'm looking ahead, Anthony? Look at that. Look at that L. Michael, just remember, if you don't get that fucking division win, if you don't get that division title, it was because of me. All right? And I went against him on his worst week, I believe. Yeah, I went against Michael on his worst week on his team. So he has Solaris, who can pop off. Ayuk kidding me. Top 4 in points. Hitting Rug. Then me again. What up, though? Michael has a really hard schedule to end the year. Like dead ass, he does. Damn, I was going to say week 11, Deshaun comes back, but it's not. It's week 12. That's the one hole I'm ready to fill. All right. Deshaun doesn't fill holes, but he does love them hands. You know, I can't wait till he comes back. My team's going to be great. It may be a little bit too late. I'm not a rapper. 6 got approved. I'm going to be great. Maybe late, but it doesn't matter. I'm still going to be there. So, yeah, Michael has a really hard schedule to end the year. But I think he'll win probably what? What is that? 7 more? 8 more weeks, something like that? Let's go 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 8 more weeks. He'll probably win like 5 or 6 of them, to be honest with you. So let's go to Anthony's schedule. He's got a hard one this week on bye weeks. I think he gets fucking smashed this week. He gets smashed this week. Then he has Bates, who's a tough team, who will grind it out, who plays for their fucking coach. Bates hasn't lost his locker room. I've lost my locker room. I need a players-only meeting. They need to get it together. I've lost the locker room. My voice, it's just mute. They say, Coach, you talk too much shit in the preseason. You called all of them bums. You're the bum. You know what I mean? I'm willing to take it. Yeah, Anthony has the way easier schedule. That's just a fact. And you can blame it on it. It's just a fact. Bates' team, and this isn't even looking at people's bye weeks or who they have on bye. Michael later in the season may have like 3 dudes on bye in 1 week and lose the seeding off that. But he still faces Michael again. And this is where one change to the league, I'm not going to tell Michael how to run the league. You can adjust the schedule, and in the last, you should do it like an NFL schedule where your last 3 games are interdivision. You know what I mean? So every game is more important. Or like 10 through 12 is the division games. You know what I mean? So it's all about the fucking, if you get the 1 seed, you got to beat the guys in your division to be really cool to do that. Just a fucking suggestion. But yeah, Anthony has a way easier schedule. Even though I think later in the season, Brant can ruin people's playoff chances, I really do believe that. Not by points, but like somebody trying to hang on to the 1 seed like a Michael or an Anthony, and they go up against Brant, and he fucking plows them. But yeah, and then, is this Anthony or Michael? Well, he's got Michael and LD back to back. Oh, shit. And hitting rug, you know what? It's about to get dirty over there in that division. It's about to get real nasty. That's going to be a close one. That's going to go down to the last fucking week, and I can't wait for those texts. I cannot wait. I cannot wait for those fucking texts, all right? And I give Michael credit, too, because I would give Michael shit if he had, like, LD's schedule right now where LD hasn't played anybody. Michael's top 4 in points against, and he's top 3 in points for. So I can't give him too much shit. I just love talking shit with Michael because it's just fun. Everybody loves it. There's no point of playing fantasy if you ain't going to talk a little shit. God damn, man. Let him tell me I suck. I don't give a fuck, dude. I literally don't care. I'm top 3 in points against, but my record doesn't matter. My points aren't there. So what you need to take away from this, guys, I can be right on individual players, right? I was right on a lot of individual players, but that doesn't mean my team going to work out, man. That does not mean my team's going to work out. And my team ain't even bad. I just don't have those number 1, number 2, number 3 guys in my lineup, which is what you need in 10-man lineups. You need that guy that'll go for literally 40 every, 2 or 3 weeks. You have to have that guy. But I know how to draft the 10-man now, okay? What you should get from this is you have to keep your locker room bought in. It's just a fact. After 2 years, my locker room has turned their backs on me. And I officially have to change my name. I've been 1 week at a time for 1 week too long, ironically enough. And I'm done taking this 1 week at a time. We got to take this day to day. All right? We're kind of looking ahead at the competition. We just know, we're a playoff team. It's like the Bucks right now, bro. We know we're a playoff team. We got a talented roster. We'll get there just fucking daydreaming. I don't think so, man. It's time to step it up. It's time to step it the fuck up, man. They got to buy into the system. Ayuk, kidding me, is the Lions right now. He is a ferocious coach. They're fucking into the system. They're into the system. They're playing hard. He just can't win right now. He just can't get a W, but they're fucking biting shins off. They're scalping their fucking opponents out there, dude. But my team, dog shit. All right? And I said my team wasn't good at the beginning of the season. Don't ever get it twisted. I said I could make the playoffs or I could not. Don't ever get it twisted. I never said I had this great team, by the way. I laughed at my own fucking team at the beginning. So fuck off. That's what you should take away from this. And let's just go to my 12-man, by the way. Let's just go look. I know y'all don't want to look at it, and I know y'all don't want to hear this. But I got to prove to you I'm just correct. Let's go to my 12-man. And it's so funny. Me and Anthony have identical teams. I got Austin Eckler, Mike Williams. We're not even going to talk about that. I just put up more points in my standard league than I did in my PPR league, dog, in a 12-man. Okay? And you can look at these rosters and be like, these are so bad. What the fuck? You're starting Nyheim Hines? That's what a 12-man is, bro. This is a real 12-man. This is a 12-man roster. And no, I'm not keeping 2 tight ends. Darren Waller was hurt. And Dawson Knox was on a bye week. I haven't put in a claim yet. So I'm 4-3 in this league. I'm second in my division. I think I'm third in points. Maybe. We're going to take a look. I'm second in my division, and Landon's playing good-ass fantasy defense right here, bro. Fantasy fucking defense. And you see, Chris. Chris is getting nuked on, bro. He has 739 points against. I think that's 100 more than the next guy. Yeah, it's 40. But yeah, in the big teams, it leads to more parity, I guess, in the division standings. But there's still teams that are going to ball out and not. But with Landon's team is third to last in points for. I'm fourth in points. Sorry, I'm off by 13 points. One away from the division lead. I'm killing shit. And the winner of this league gets $2,600, something like that. So I got to win this shit. All right. I got to win. I mean, if you get second, you get like $800, I think. It's 4,800 total, the pot. 4,800. Yeah, I think I would get like 1,000. So that's why if I place, I'm cool, bro. You get $1,000, bitch, please. Give it to me. All right. This team is balling out. And it just looks way different. Like, if you look at these rosters, let's go to the Weaver, who was in first place. And y'all don't understand. He used to not know anything about fantasy. When he first joined this league, one dude left because he was raging at the rules where you made it by points. Like, look at this dude's team. Now he has buys. He has Clyde Edwards, Travis Kelce on bye. But his team doesn't look that impressive. Justin Jefferson and Deebo Samuel's pretty impressive. Josh Jacobs is balled out. Well, I guess his team is pretty impressive. But, in like a 12-man, you'll have like a Tyler Lockett on the number one team. You'll have a Travis Etienne or a Devin Singletary starting on the number one in the first place team. That's the difference in these type of leagues. That's it. You just have like a bum starting in your lineup. Trying to win this league real bad, and I'm paying attention to the 10-man. Don't get it twisted. I am. I'm not sitting here making an excuse. I just drafted incorrectly. And I have fucking 12 running backs on my roster. If I get one injury to my wide receivers, I'm putting up 62 a week. So, yeah, man, that's all I had to say. I was wrong on some shit. I wasn't crazy off, though. Don't ever get it. I was not crazy off. All right? I wasn't. That's just a fact. Yeah, to all the people I offended, I apologize. Okay? Bates, I love you, man. You're in 6th place. I put you at 7th. No need to overreact. And you have fought through more adversity than anybody in this league easily. Easily. It's not close. Don't let them get in your head, Bates. Don't let me get in your head, bro. Oh, if I could get in Bates' head, that'd be fucking incredible. Oh, I want to make Bates lose it one day. It might not turn out good for my livelihood, but, I'm willing to risk it. I can just see you now. I mean, Michael's already threatened to slap me a couple times. Bates would get to that point. But yeah, man, don't let people get in your head, guys. It's whatever. Don't take this offensively. I'm here to make jokes and shit, dog. I got wide receiver 48 in a PPR league starting on my team in the flex. Like, I'm just here to talk some shit, dog. I'm here to talk some shit, have a good time. So, that being said, that is my mid-season preview. I didn't go over every single player I was right or wrong about, but y'all kind of got the gist, right? Like, y'all kind of got the gist. Thank you all for listening. Hopefully it was a quick, good listen. Y'all can go about your day. Love you guys. Subscribe, like the channel, follow on Spotify, all that shit, man. The pod goat is out. Deuces, bitch.